Okay, so I'm going to read a few poems. This first one is inspired by Miley Cyrus. I just heard she's going to be performing again at the VMAs this year. Oh! Yeah, so this was written for her last year. Hopefully it's not necessary again, but maybe we can just invoke the spirit of it and hope that all goes well. I can't say without cringing that I've got something in common with Miley Cyrus, but it's the truth. Both of us hide out in costume each day, sharpening our tools to redirect the glare of plain sight. Miley arms herself with designer ratchet wear, shields of golden jewels hanging from her ears, her neck, and her teeth, and she never forgets the biggest gem in her collection of prized accessories. Her background, black girl. Behind her, like the night sky, boosting this little star to her brightest shine. Just like Miley's black girl, my shroud is the sky. Most days I would welcome the conquer of a cloak to flatten my lumps into nondescription. And I know my ass is beautiful, but just look what happens when it's visible. We saw Miley motorboat a black woman's butt and add a slap for emphasis. But we didn't see that woman's face. I've been the faceless one before, poked at and played with, all that fascination sinking into me until on some level I start to think maybe I'm some kind of subhuman freak. But there goes Miley, doing that white girl wiggle, she calls it twerk, teetering about the pole of her spine with the grace of a rickety speedboat and a stuttered imitation of a nimble jet. And I say fly, Miley. Fly, if that's what you want to call it. Never would I try to stop someone from dancing, and I guess dancing is what she calls it. Only thing is, Miley Cyrus doesn't dance like I do. When I dance, I have no army of black girls here to set the scene. I am the only warrior in my battle. See, I found that finding my rhythm is my only safe escape from invisibility. And movement to music grants me one of very few moments when I can close my eyes without worry as to what's trying to touch me. I circle my hips into my own ozone, alone in my sacred space of swaying. When Miley says, look at me, I say mine is the only sight I need. And when Miley humps the air, I say mine is the only body I need. And though we both may dance suggestively, I know Miley Cyrus doesn't fuck like me. I drink from the same spring where I find my rhythm, and there I find love for the making, love I can keep, and love I can unleash from my whole being without fear of some Jezebel Hottentot jungle fever idea of desire getting stuck to me. Miley crosses so easily into those territories I struggle to reach. She can do it for fun, not out of necessity. And she can do it to craft her own identity, never losing herself to perceptions of her body as a ghetto material target, never taking a bullet to the chest from a gun later said to be aimed at a thug. When will my body be mine again? If Miley removes her costume, maybe I can shed mine too, but this moment hatched so long ago, it's ballooned so much bigger than one Disney star trying to grow up in someone else's shoes. If we could somehow solve this between just Miley and just me, I'd ask her to help me restore my agency over my own body. And in return, I'd help her put on some grown-up shoes that fit her feet just fine. And I'd help her fly her freak flag without stepping all over mine.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to read one called Sensitivity Training. You brought me here to train you to be sensitive. You asked me because I am a woman, a dark woman who likes women, and so you figured one can't get much more sensitive than that. I tell you to begin in your darkest places, your shades darker than my skin, than my eyes, darker even than the black of my hair, to begin in your blackest depths of your unlit tunnels. And you say, hey, That doesn't sound very sensitive.
Come on.
Asking me to go there, and you say, can't we do this in the light above ground without all the trouble of tunnels, the places we'd all rather not see? Welcome to the ground I walk on, I tell you. Welcome to the world where the dark of your secrets clings to your outsides and nothing is shaped quite like you. So every movement you make meets resistance. Every stare from a stranger asking, what are you doing here? And what is it exactly that who you are and who are you? This is a world where you start to wonder. When the person you are is someone different in some spaces, someone dangerous in others, the mirror shows you the same face you've always seen. But on some days, you stop and squint, looking closely at the wings of your eyelids as if expecting them to flutter away. And if that's what you mean by sensitive, to open your eyes in fear that they'll never shut closed again, then yes, that's what I'll train you to be. Brought a stack of poems. I haven't figured out what I'm reading. So, let's see. I'm going to read one that I wrote for Trayvon Martin, and I guess I'm going to just keep updating it and keep changing the dedication. Today is for my crown. Letter to a boy who won't write back. I'm writing to you like I wrote to Oscar Grant, and why do these letters keep growing longer? I start out thinking I'll send this page to Emmett Till's sobbing wet coffin, but before I've finished, more boys are resting beside him, resting too early in their graves. We didn't send you there to die. Your mama didn't send you there to die, and I know you never asked to be a martyr. We aren't asking for more martyrs, because we've sacrificed more black boys than we can count, though there's not a single one we could ever forget. When your mama called you Trayvon, she wasn't naming an FBI case or a social justice movement or giving me a title for this letter. No, she was naming her son. And you did everything you were supposed to do. You cried and squirmed within your soft new skin, and when she looked at your face for the first time, she couldn't have known your days together would end so soon. Another black boy heard the last moments of your life. He's 13 years old, and they say he still hears you pleading in his sleep, and they say he's not doing too well in school these days because math don't come easy when you've learned just how short a life in this dark body can be. They say you were carrying Skittles when you died, but were you carrying your black boy script? See, there are rules to follow. There are lines to say to get through a life like this one. Just say, no, sir, to the police officer. Just say, yes, ma'am, to your teachers. Just say, I don't want your damn purse to every white lady you pass on the street. Maybe then we'll all feel a little safer, right? We're still adding lines to this script. Maybe the version passed down to you didn't tell you to watch for the neighborhood watch. How come when they're watching, I'm afraid for every boy who looks like you, no matter how softly his eyes peer from beneath his hoodie? When the neighbors are on watch, is it fear or is it hate that crawls out from their eyes and looks out for mine? Whatever it is, I don't want it. But on nights like the night when we lost you, I'm not sure if I can keep it away. These assholes always get away. That's what he said to the police dispatcher before he killed you. He said, these assholes always get away, and isn't it funny now? Isn't it exactly what I'm thinking when I look at that photo of him? Trayvon, when I look at your picture, the one passed around like a vigil candle, the only light on our faces, the one you took with your hood framing your head, I can't meet your round brown eyes with mine. I think I'm afraid to see that you'll never look back. No matter where we go from here, you'll never look back. Thank you. Yeah.